Coach Joy and
Coach Beast
from CrossFit ECF. Today we're going to talk to you about some mobilization, mobility, and yoga poses that you can use for 14-1 performance. So 14-1 brings us double unders and snatches. So we're going to work on your shoulders, and we're going to work a lot on the lower portion of your leg, your ankles, and your calves. Let's do this. Alright, so the first movement we're going to do is a shoulder opener that you can do against any wall of your choice. So Beast is facing me. He's going to take his right hand against the wall, a little bit behind him, and at the same height as his shoulders. So check that hand out, bring it up a little bit. Next, he's going to take his fingers and he's going to point them all the way down to the floor. That creates that external rotation, and you see the inside of your elbow goes up. So you're really forcing that movement that you wanted to snatch. Beast, show us the arm of the snatch. So just take it off the wall to show us your snatch roll. There you go. Bam. Same exact arm. So take it back on the wall. And take your left hand to your rib cage to turn yourself more towards me, really opening up that shoulder. Really good job. And the next little game is you're going to breathe here. You're going to take your fingers, just your fingers off the wall. Next, you're going to take your palm, just your palm off the wall. Big stretch in that deltoid muscle. And breathe here. Keep the wrist on the wall. And replace the palm on the wall. Spread your fingers and replace your wrist. And then to come out of this, slowly turn yourself against the wall. You don't want to exit in a bad fashion. Release your arm. How does that feel?
Feel great.
Beautiful. And then repeat that on the other side. Alright, so for the next move, we're either going to need a yoga strap, a green band if you don't have a yoga strap, but we could also use a t-shirt for this one. So this is going to turn over to the side, and if you have a yoga block, have that. Otherwise, you can sit on your ankles. But really, we want to start with a nice stretch. So he's going to sit with his sit bones on the block, his knees together, and then his ankles slightly apart. And then he's going to take the strap and put it right above his left elbow. Very nice. And then take his right hand and grab the other end of the strap behind his back. Yeah, I'm going to help him for this one. And then take the left hand over on his right knee and twist. So first of all, it's a twist, which is always a great stretch. And really turn, revolve here. And then the next move, which is really going to stretch, once again, the top here, the front side of the shoulder, is he's going to start to straighten his right arm. Really start to straighten and get a big stretch here. How's that?
Great. He's behind the shoulders.
Alright, cool. And then, of course, do the other side. Alright, so the next exercise that we're going to do is going to be really great for your ankles. It might be a little torturous, but you're going to endure this one. So shift forward for me, Beast, to come onto your hands. I'm going to remove the block, and I'll get your knees all the way together, and your feet all the way together. And you're going to use the strap again. And the strap this time here comes around the ankles, the bottom of the ankles, and you kind of like keep them nice and tight. And that's to make sure that, and I'm just going to take this off a little bit so you can see his ankles. That's to make sure that your feet don't come apart in this. And first you're going to tuck your toes under. And you're going to try to keep all of your toes on the floor. Now this might be hard, especially if your ankles are a little tight and if your whole situation here is tight. And as you can see, his ankles came apart, so I'm going to make a little bit more of a stretch here, of a loop. How does this Beast already? Do you feel it?
It's doable. It's something you're going to need.
Alright, and next he's going to sit back on this whole situation. So sit back, sit up tall, and get your butt as close as possible to your ankles. So a big stretch all the way in the back here, big stretch here. And it's really good because we're mistreating our feet a lot on a day-to-day basis. So you're going to hold this for a little bit, breathe here, and then go forward on your hands again, shift forward for me. And next you're going to point your toes all the way to the back, flatten your feet. And you're going to do the same thing. Sit back, your legs together, so it's a little bit hard. You can't cheat, right? It takes the cheat factor off.
Right.
And then the last rep, you're going to shift forward again, tuck those toes under, get all your toes on the floor, sit back again, sit all the way back, and this time try to walk your knees a little forward. Yeah, very nice. And then after a couple minutes, so try to do like 2 minutes in each or 1 minute each. If it's really too much, you can come out of this. Come on. Alright, so for the next move, if the previous move was really torturous, you could take a little circles with your ankles while you're lying down. And then next, bend your left leg, plant your left foot, and then take your right foot over your ankle, over your knee. So take your right foot over your knee, and then try to get all of your left fingers inside of your toes. So really get those fingers in there. Made a tight little package. Yep. And then you can start bringing your ankle around, so circling with your ankles, big circles. That's really going to get the full range of motion, so you want to focus on getting a lot of move there, warming up the joint. So as we do this, we're actually bringing fluid to the joint. And then circle the other side. We're not hearing any cracking, so that's a good sign, Beast. And then you'll repeat that on the other side. All right. So for your next move, you're going to need either green band, which is my favorite because the elasticity of the band gets you an extra stretch, yoga strap, or any towel or any kind of tissue that is long enough. So for this move, we're going to do this on the right leg. So Beast is going to take his leg into his chest and then use the strap and put it around the ball of his foot. Yeah. And then take his leg all the way 90 degrees up. So we're pretty specific about the ball of the foot, and the reason is that you're going to get the max stretch in your leg. And you want that leg to be fully straight. And once you get this situated, you also want the hands to be as high so that he can straighten, your athlete can straighten their arms. Turn your hands out, you're getting a nice little stretch also in your shoulder. Once you get all of this situated, the ankle pointing out, the leg straight, you can extend the opposite leg all the way straight and flex that foot, so it keeps active. So next, Beast is going to take a couple of rounds of flexing and then pointing his toe. So flexing all the way and then pointing the toe. Big stretch in the back body, right? So it's a really good stretch. This is usually thought of as a hamstring stretch, but actually, according to both having the green band on your foot and also doing that pointing and then that flexing and pointing and full range of motion, you're actually getting really good stretch in the Achilles. So after a couple rounds of going around like this, I'd say at least 1 minute on each side, you can unbelt the foot and then take both feet straight and see if there's a difference. From here, you can already see his right leg looks a lot straighter. And then repeat on the other side. For the next move, since we're already right next to that barbell, it's going to involve smashing your Achilles and smashing your calf over the barbell. So Beast, you can take your left leg over the barbell, find a gnarly spot. So usually the soleus is pretty tight, the Achilles, and you can do a little side-by-side action, lean forward if you want to get closer, and try to get all of that nice and cleaned up. Yeah, hold the bar. For more information on this, head over to mobilitywod.com. Kelly Storette has plenty of good videos on his website, and this is going to be good to clean out some of the gunk out there. The next move we're going to do is calf raises, and we're going to use a yoga block again. If you don't have a yoga block, you could use a book for this. but it's going to help you keep your ankles from collapsing. And really what we're going to want to get is get those ankles and those calves ready for the double unders, so for the bouncy action. So take your calves on each side and take your ankles on each side of the block. And that's going to keep you honest. So you're really squeezing into the block with your inner ankles. And now do a couple of rounds of calf raises. Raise all the way to the ball of your feet, even higher, and all the way back down. So that block is really helping and keeping in line and not swaying around. And this is really one of the last moves we're going to do right before we go straight into the double unders. So do a couple of raises, get warmed up. We've worked a lot on this section of the body already, so this is just a little bit of touch and go. Do a couple of Ds. Your ankles should feel good. They should feel ready. How your calves feel good, feel better too. Okay, cool. So once you do a couple of reps of Ds, you can put the block to the side. And we're going to do a quick wrist exercise. So really, we don't want to do too much, but one of the things that's difficult is like this move where you really got to get an openness here. So just grab your wrist and try to get your fingers right here on the outside underneath. So let's do this. And then you're going to start and going up and down. You're going to feel the gunk. So you're going to move around and feel the gunk nice and tight on that wrist. And clean all of this out. So move around, go up and down, which is the movement that we need. And then you're ready to go.
So 14.1 guys, make sure to mobilize, stretch, get warmed up 30 to 45 minutes. It's a very quick 10-minute workout, okay? You're going to be red lining through the whole thing, okay? We'll be posting up how to mobilize for your open workouts, how to warm up for your open workouts, and just some quick tips here and there from your mobility coach Joy and myself, Coach Beast. And good luck in the open and have fun.
Yeah, and hopefully this will help you perform better. You've got tomorrow, you've got Monday, so get it going and see you next week.